It's from Becky's home state. Lankford's here. Government shutdown is now in its 24th day. She's got like 8 home.
And so do you.
And the shutdown will extend.
Massachusetts, California, Colorado.
Can I read this, please?
Cincinnati.
The shutdown is going to extend in next week. The Senate has left town for the weekend without a deal. Why even stay after yesterday? You can't even pay the federal employees. Joining us now for the latest, Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma. He's vice chair of the Senate Republican Conference. I watched the explanation on that, and it's just
tortured.
Trump is a bad person. That was the answer to why we can't pay the federal employees.
Well, I think specifically they said they didn't trust Donald Trump to decide.
What if you pay? So what if you pay half of them? Is that a horrible?
Pay as many as we can. We should be open.
Fetterman said straight up, how can you vote against
paying people that work?
Who we are requiring to work.
Well, they did. Right?
They did, and that's been the challenge we've had along. We said over and over again, 13 times we've had a continuing resolution where we've got to the same moment. In the last 13 times, we voted to say, okay, let's keep negotiating, let's keep it open on it. And Democrats this time just say they're mad at Trump, and so they're not going to do it at this point. And the crazy thing is they keep saying, well, this is about health care piece. Well, in 2013, as folks recall, Republicans were mad about Obamacare. We were pretty clear about it, and we had a big government shutdown. It was shorter than this one, and Democrats at that time said, we will not negotiate on health care while the government is closed. Well, now it's literally the opposite on it, that we're saying we're not going to negotiate on health care. Health care is incredibly complicated. You can't do it while people are not getting SNAP benefits, people are not getting paid, air traffic controllers aren't getting paid. Well, you can't sit there and say, we'll do this little tweak, and that's going to be enough. It's not enough. So let's actually have a real conversation about all these issues, but not while there's a shutdown.
Couldn't we have been involved now in negotiations if we had done the CR 3 weeks? How long was it? 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks. More than 3 weeks.
If we had done it 3 weeks ago, we'd be well into the appropriations negotiations for doing something by November.
So
now it's almost too late to do anything.
It is. So we brought 3 appropriation bills that we had already passed in the Senate and said, let's conference these with the House. And Democrats said, no, we're not going to do anything at all. We brought the defense appropriation bill, and they said, nope, we're not going to discuss defense on this. We brought up, let's pay federal workers at least. Let's do that. And they're like, nope, we're not going to do anything.
And they've done the defense bill every other time.
We've done the defense bill.
And it was 27-3 to get out of committee.
The 3 bills that we'd already passed that we were sitting to conference with the House, all passed unanimously. I mean, these are not controversial. This is just them digging in and saying, literally, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to pay anybody. We're not going to do anything.
Where's the off-ramp? Because at this point, you're talking about air traffic delays, planes that were grounded, not only here in Newark, LaGuardia, I think somewhere else, too. It was Houston, Reagan National. I mean, this is the pain point where people who are not following along on a daily basis are just going to get mad about this. How does this break? How does this end?
So some folks literally are saying, I'm not affected. I don't feel it at all. Anyone who's flying right now, that's in the back of their head on it right now. Anyone who's a federal employee, I would tell you, the federal family, I know, both the husband and the wife both work for a federal agency. She is pregnant with their first child, and literally neither of them have a paycheck right now. That story's repeated all over the country. This has a very real effect for a lot of families on it, and I know the Democratic whip in the House said that families are going to have to suffer, so we have leverage. But I just don't agree. They had nothing to do with this. I have a bill that I put out last year. We literally had 57 votes for it that would end government shutdowns forever. Just take it completely off the table. So
that's the right way to do it, so nobody has this.
Correct. It's a total disarmament on it, so we can't do it, and it's very simple. It just says if we get to the end of a fiscal moment like this, and we'll have another one like it, we have an automatic continuing resolution that kicks in, but members of Congress can't travel. We're in session 7 days a week. There's a vote scheduled every single day, and you can't do any other bill other than appropriations. It literally just locks you in the box and says, Congress, finish your job, but the American people are held harmless with it. So put the pressure where the pressure should be on it, and don't have federal workers and everybody flying public and everybody wondering if members of the military are getting paid. That's ridiculous, and it improves our image on the world stage. It shows we can actually get stuff done.
If you believe, and I do, but if you believe what Senator Schumer's true motivations are, and he's got issues, he does. He has issues with the left flank and him being challenged. So he's got political issues. But can you tell me exactly what Democrats actually do want? Because Leader Jeffries is going to be on, and I'd like to ask him, tell me exactly what you do want. Do they want the 1.5 trillion with all the bells?
That's what they brought. Yeah.
That's what they brought.
That's
do they really want that? Do they want a backroom deal, which that's what people say, between Senator Schumer and the president and Senator Thune and Mike Johnson? Do they want an extension of all 10 years of the Obamacare subsidy for $345 billion? Do they want 1 year for whatever it is, $40 billion? What do they want? What do they want?
All of those they've asked for. All of those asked for.
But what do they really want for us to do that?
It depends on who you ask. There are some that are in the Democrat Senate that would say they're never going to vote for a single extension for anything because they need to show their resistance to Trump. This is all about showing their bona fides being on the far
left. You
left.
watch those. I mean, I watched some of the No Kings thing, and I mean, Fox makes a living of going and asking the people, what is it? Why are you here? And not one person really could say anything except Orange Man bad. That's really all any of them could say. But so it's just a show of resistance. But there's nothing on the other side of the
different opinions. I mean, they have.
They do.
Well, this East Wings,
they do.
This demolished East Wing's not helping.
I get it. But the funny thing about this is they're going to say, well, we have a strong difference of opinion on it, so we're shutting the government down. Well, we had a very strong difference of opinion with President Biden on immigration policy.
Right.
Yeah.
We never shut the government down on President Biden. 13 times we had a moment like this in his presidency. We didn't do this to all those folks that were unaffected. So the key thing that we're trying to be able to drive here is let's keep the government open while we're negotiating. It's a big shock. Republicans and Democrats don't agree on things.
Right.
But why are we punishing people that shouldn't be punished for it in the meantime on it? And the healthcare piece on it, they've been all over the place on what they're looking for. And they're finally coming back out and saying, well, okay, let's just do 1 year. Your latest piece there, let's just do 1 year. And our basic question is, okay, well, let's talk about this. In my state, the Affordable Care Act and all the folks that are on that healthcare program over the 6-year period, the premiums went up 200%. At the same time, commercial insurance went up 29%. There's a structural problem there. The more money we dump into it doesn't fix the structural problem. And for them to just over and over again say, just give us more money, just give us more money on it, doesn't fix the real issue that's there. And so this is not as simple as just throw more money at it and that's all we need. Yeah. It's a real problem.
So maybe we'll play a soundbite of what you said for Leader Jeffries or something. I don't know how do I ask him or Becky ask him exactly what it is? I guess it's just what do you want? What will it take to get?
If his ask is just to be able to extend the premiums, which again, this is not about the Obamacare. The basic Obamacare is still there. This is above and beyond. This is something they tacked on during COVID, saying, hey, it's an emergency for COVID, so we need even more money.
Becky points out it's a way they did it for budget constraints, like the same way that the Republicans
Well,
did.
if you actually read the text on it, it says temporary medical emergency addition.
But it helped with the budget
correct,
too.
Correct on it. But yeah, it was a thing they had, but it expired at the end of this year. So I think the key things is there fraud in the program, on the bottom part of the program? Because there's no doubt there is, that money is going to insurance companies, to people that don't even know they have the policies.
How would you attack the fraud? I mean, do you hire more federal workers?
The most simple way to be able to do that is to be able to put a premium cost at all. Even if it was a $20 premium. When it's a zero premium, an insurance company can contact somebody and say, you want free coverage on something. They sign them all up for it. They don't even know they have it. They don't use it. We have a very high percentage of folks that don't use that low income stuff. So put some kind of premium on it and immediately.
Is $20 a number you'd actually agree with?
Not negotiating with Hakeem today, but I would say, yeah, there has to be something that's there. So it's not just a zero piece. And even an Obamacare original wasn't a zero.
Yeah,
that was added during COVID to be able to do that. The other end of it is they've got folks that it's uncapped on the top.
Yeah.
You've got people well in excess of 400% of poverty that are getting subsidies. You've got folks that make $150,000 a year that are getting Affordable Care Act subsidies. Well, that would tell me it's actually not affordable. So we don't want uncapped on it. We definitely don't want fraud on the bottom of it. I would tell you, a lot of Republicans are saying this was designed to be able to go around HIDE protections, the way that it was shaped as a tax credit piece going to insurance companies, so that they could have elective abortion funding going into this fund without it having to hide protections. That would be one of those other issues. Say everything else has hide protections. Why did you create something intentionally to be able to go around it? And then we got to deal with the real root cause on this. Why is the Affordable Care Act, why is that particular thing on the marketplace 200% increase in commercial insurance, 29% increase?
What was the time period on that?
6-year time period, 2013 to 2019. That's just in my state in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
in Becky's state.
Yeah. In Becky State, you know.
One of my states.
But
Yeah,
she moved to
I lived there
Indiana.
for 8 years.
You know what happened last night when the Oklahoma City Thunder played the Indiana Pacers last night?
Oh my God,
Yes.
she's like, I don't
Double
know,
overtime.
like your mother, your sister, your mother. You didn't
I was
know what
actually
to
a
do
Bulls
with.
fan.
Yeah. Well, our second double overtime of the season. Played 2 games, 2 double overtimes, 2 wins on it.
Yeah, but that was totally fixed.
Yeah, well, that's somebody else.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Here's my prediction, and I'm going to, give the benefit of the doubt to the Democrats. Next time, it's either Wes Moore or Josh Shapiro or Gretchen Whitmer. So I'm picking like the reasonable ones. If there ever is a president, they're going to love that ballroom. And they're going to bring people in from Europe, and they're going to say, look at our ballroom, look at this beautiful place, and they're going to love all, you know that's going to happen.
You know, the Truman balcony was added. In fact, Truman gutted the whole White House. He left only the exterior structure.
Jefferson started it with
adding the portico.
Yeah, exactly.
So
who
it's
put
been
in the
added.
bowling alley?
Well, and
Who did that? So,
bowling alley was actually.
In the 50s,
that Nixon?
60s,
Oh,
No, I think that was Nixon.
Yeah, it might have been
did it.
Nixon.
I think Nixon covered up the pool and then put in the bowling alley.
Senator, it's a pleasure to have you in studio. And
Glad to be here.
what are you in town for?
I've got multiple meetings. I had multiple meetings all day today. Then I'm getting home as fast as I possibly can.
Okay, good. Well, next time you're here, please let us know. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It's great to visit with you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.